This small kit review is of the 2021 Dodge Charger, the RT version. It is a 1/25th scale model by AMT. We've got some very nice box art. We've got some nice decals there, and another nice picture there. Some of the features there. And over here we've got our parts listing. Let's have a look inside. It's a very full box with lots of parts here. Lots and lots of parts. So first of all, here we have our body. It's actually very nicely molded. We've got some nice recessed lines. Got some nice surface detail here. We do have some mold lines here at the back that need to be sanded away. And this hood is going to open so you can see the engine. And that's all very nicely molded. Got a lot of screws here. This is obviously a newer molding. This is a newer car. We've got some subframe parts here. Looks like some parts of our engine there, and parts for the inside of our engine bay. There's looks like maybe one of the maybe that's not one of the door cards. I'm not sure what that is. We've got some suspension parts there, and here we've got the engine cover. That's the Hemi sign there. More subframe parts. There is our dashboard there, the instrument panel, radio, and so on. There's our steering rack. Here is our drive shaft with rear axles. Some more engine parts here. Looks like parts for the arm rests on the inside of the doors. Here's our chrome. Not too many chrome parts. Got some headlight parts, some parts for the rear lights and side mirrors and so on. So look at these screws now. So first of all, here we've got our wheels, and well, I mean, I'm seeing two different styles here, 4 of each, so you can kind of pick which ones you want. Here are the wheel hubs with disc brakes and brake calipers. We've got the backs of the seats there. We've got some grills, and also got our central console there. All very nicely molded. There's our hood, and you can see some nice detail on the inside of the hood there. We've got our runners or our skirts on the side, and our exhausts with mufflers. Now here are the seats. There's the front seats, the backs go on there. There is the rear seat there. It goes like that. Here are our bumpers. There's the rear bumper, and there's the front bumper. The grills will go in there, exhaust will come out here. Here we've got our tires. These are soft, they feel like vinyl still. They're nice and still soft and flexible. And now we've got these screws. This really does have a lot of parts here. Here are the door cards. Those holes there are for the armrest to go on. We've got a windshield wiper, and this looks like this is probably the splitter from underneath the car. Another windshield wiper there, and looks like maybe one of the wheel hubs there. Here is our engine with transmission attached. There's our spoiler. We've got a steering wheel, side mirrors, and some more parts for the engine like air intake. There's our steering column, radiator, and probably part of our well, there's the fans for the radiator, and that's really the alternator there. Here is inside of the cabin, and that's very nicely molded. Part of our firewall there, and more engine parts, and so on. But nice details, very nicely molded. Here is our chassis. Lots of surface detail there. I like the fact that you'll have a good suspension built up there, as well as engine parts, the rest of the exhaust system, and then there's the radiator fans. Okay, we've got our glass, very nicely molded. There's no distortion there at all. That's for the front and rear windshields. Got some headlight covers, some side glass, and then also our rear red bumper, or rear red glass. Let's have a look at our decals here. Here are the decals, beautifully printed. I really like that silver. And you've got black, white, and then a whole bunch of decals for the inside. Now over here, gives you some example here. This is for cutting out the template, but it's not sticky, so I'm not sure what the point of that is. Okay, here are the instructions. So there are the paint colors, and we're going to have a look here. So we start to build the engine, put the seats together, and then the dashboard and our door cards start to go on the cabin there. And then we're going to put the seats and dashboard on the cabin, and start to mount the inside here of the chassis, some additional parts there, and our suspension, more suspension parts with our hub subframe. There's our steering rack going on there with the anti-roll bar. There's our firewall, some additional parts here for the engine bay. Finally, the engine is mounted along with our air intake, some radiator parts there. Underneath we have the axle and drive shaft. We've got our exhaust parts. I mean, there's lots of parts here. It's just really phenomenal. The rest of the subframe parts there. And then we put the glass inside the body, and there's the duct for the hood, and that's our bumpers going together, front and back, mounting the body on the chassis with the cabin. I'll probably put those parts on when I paint them rather than separately. Windshield wipers, side skirts and spoiler, and then wheels and tires, and then the rest of the parts going on. There are the decals. And so all in all, that's a very nice model kit.